Welcome to a special edition of the Two Men podcast. Due to a technical issue and in honor of the World Series champion Chicago Cubs, this week the Two Men bring you a special mini episode on sports.
And welcome to a special mini broadcast for all of our loyal listeners. It's a special bonus episode that's all about our extensive knowledge of
sports. 5 minutes on sports. I just came back from seeing my old high school play football over this last weekend. They're undefeated, and they're headed to the state championship. And it was a great game.
When the whistle blew, did you know what happened?
Sometimes. I know there was a dude who grabbed the ball from between this other dude's leg and threw it to some other dude who ran to the other end of the field.
Why did the referees throw flags? And why doesn't everyone throw flags?
Oh man, that flags is that was a very touchy subject because they were not calling penalties on the other team. They were calling them like crazy on us.
So you do arm motions. You do arm motions, just generally, but you only throw flags when it's a crime.
A crime? I don't think anybody's been arrested while playing football. I might be wrong.
Like a penalty. That's like a crime, right? Isn't a penalty a crime?
Well, not legally, I don't think. Maybe in sports world. I know there are different penalties like traveling or offsides or whatever. I don't know.
Traveling?
Is that a basketball?
I think that's
foul?
basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I always got in trouble for? Double dribbling. I hated it when people
dribbling?
I hated it when people would call double dribble.
How do you double dribble anyway?
You double dribble with both your hands. You use both your hands on a basketball.
I don't think that's the way it works.
And I think that's totally natural. You watch any child in the wild, and they are going to double dribble. They're going to use two hands on the ball.
Only the really uncoordinated ones, which evidently was you.
Apparently it was me. It's totally natural to use two hands on a ball when you're trying to keep control of it. If you're trying to keep control of it one hand, it goes everywhere.
I don't know about that. I think you could probably control the ball with one hand.
Or is it double dribbling when you... after you would stop and then dribble again? Or is that double dribbling?
No, that's traveling.
That's traveling.
Yeah. Isn't it?
I thought
traveling is
when you
walking
make
without dribbling.
When you make an extra step, remember, because you get the step,
right.
But then if you make two steps, that's traveling.
And if you take 3 steps, that's dancing.
That's walking? or I don't know. You're right. What's 3 steps? You're right. That's football.
Football is 3 steps.
When you walk more than 3 steps with basketball, then it becomes football.
Okay. How is football different than rugby? Because aren't the balls kind of the same shape?
I think you can become more violent in rugby. I think that's the net result. I don't know anything about rugby other than you wear less gear.
Right.
And you're
probably Scottish.
And you don't play it in America. I've never seen a rugby team in America.
I know they exist, but I've never watched one.
I know that you can get tackled from behind, and that's usually not allowed.
What, in rugby? Because I think in
rugby,
anything but like stabbing people
is allowed, but I mean, like
fine.
you can't, like in soccer, you can't do stuff from behind to people. They don't let you do that.
So no gays in soccer.
Well, I wouldn't know that. All right.
So
what else do you not know about sports? What do you know about sports? Do you know anything about highlight?
About what?
Highlight.
What is that?
That's the game that you play with the long, sportsy hoops where you shoot the ball.
You mean the one that looks like it's called JLA or something like that?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It never really caught on.
I can't imagine why.
Highlight.
It's not violent enough for us.
But it's very fast. The ball goes very fast, and somebody else has to catch it in a very fast little ring. I don't know who thought of that. But apparently you don't know much about it either.
I don't know anything about it, to be
Highlight?
honest, other than it's spelled very strangely.
It's not field hockey, which is surprisingly similar in the sense that I'm going to take this little ball, and you're going to catch it in a paddle with a net.
Which came first, ice hockey or field hockey?
Yeah, I would have to say field hockey because it came out of Africa, so it's warmer. So they couldn't have had ice hockey.
Field hockey came from Africa?
Well, given the opportunity...
I don't know, but it seems to me like you're making that up.
Well, I don't know it for a fact.
See, that's what I mean.
These are logical deductions. But I have no idea about the rules for field hockey or ice hockey other than...
I know there's a penalty box.
There's a penalty box, which is a crime.
Evidently.
How are we doing on time?
We are out of time.
Woo!
Way to call it.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Now it's going to be slightly more than 5 minutes. Thank you for our bonus, listening to our bonus episode on our lack of knowledge of
sports.
Thank you for joining us for this special mini episode. Tune in next week when the two men will resume their regular episodes and go back to being funny. Or not. In the meantime, please leave us a comment on the Facebook page and don't forget to share the podcast with a friend. We really appreciate it. Goodbye.